Hey guys, in this video I'll be giving an updated review of the VIVO Tracker II FG from ground. I think I just figured that out today. I was looking at the shoe more than I was before. Anyway, so I'll be discussing a couple of things that I like and don't like about the shoe. Now that I've worn them a couple times, took them on a couple of hikes. Let's get to it. The first hike that I took these boots on was in Mount Rainier, and it was raining the whole time, so I really got to put these boots to the test while hiking in the rain. It was pouring and it was really muddy, but these boots handle that weather really well. For the sole, we start talking about the sole to start with. It has really good grip. We walked on a lot of different surfaces, muddy terrain, rocks in the river, slopey areas on the trail that we were on, and they handle that terrain really well. They are waterproof. We really tested it. I walked through the river and a couple puddles that came across, and my feet were dry by the end of the trail. These boots did keep my feet temperature regulated. My feet weren't hot, my feet weren't cold, and the weather was pretty cold up there. We also did run into snow, and my feet, again, my feet were dry, my feet were not cold. The following day we went on a hike it was hot, so weather's crazy, but it was a hot sunny day on paved, the hike was paved, and it was around a 3-4 mile hike, and my feet were not hot. They weren't super sweaty. It was a really steep hike, and boots handled it well. The boots do have really good ankle support. That's one thing I really liked. As I mentioned in the previous video, most of the hikes I've ever done is like on my old running shoes. So one thing I did notice was that the support that these boots gave on my ankle, especially on the way up on the steep trails, steep terrain, and as well on the way down, my feet were not my toes were not sore by the end of the trail. So I like the boots, at least for the distance of the trails that we did. So I know these boots are I got them for hiking, but I also put them to the test doing some work around the house with my brother. That's why these boots are pretty dirty. So I mean, they're not necessarily dirty from the trails. It's more so dirty from like the work we were doing around the house, and they was super dusty. But my feet stayed clean. My feet and socks stayed clean. I mean, I didn't get any grass in my shoes, which I usually struggle because I mean it's got that high top, so I was able to put my pants over the boot. That's another thing that I usually complain about going on hikes with my running shoes, because I always get those little sticks or dirt or little pebbles in my shoes, which end up bothering me having to take my shoes off, and I didn't get any that issue with these boots. As far as the lights, that's definitely the stuff I like about the boots. The fact that they're waterproof, they're not hot, and they have really good grip. So as far as the dislikes, one thing I did notice while hiking is that the right boot, the heel, like this area right here, is pretty rigid, and after probably 2 to 3 miles I felt like it started digging into the back of my heel, and that happened on all the hikes that we went on. I thought it was gonna eventually go away, but it's pretty rigid, and I didn't notice it on my left foot. It was only my right heel, especially going on the way up on a steep trail. So that's definitely one thing that I did not like. Hopefully with time that gets better, but I'll have to do a 6-month or 1-year review to see if that gets better or not. Another thing that I was not a fan of is this little hook right here for the shoelaces. It's a little flimsy. I wish Vivo would have made it a little bit maybe more stable, or like these up top, because you do kind of struggle sometimes. Like if you're in a rush and you're trying to put your boots on, you kind of struggle to hook the shoelace in this right here, because then it, like, when you're trying to get it, sometimes it falls in and you can't really get it. So that's one thing that I didn't like. And also, I mean, this cloth, I mean, hopefully after a couple of more wears or 6 months to a year, this does not rip, because it seems pretty flimsy. But we'll have to talk about that on the 6 month or 1 year review, see how that does. But that's one thing I definitely did not like. Wish they could have done a better job, since they are a $240 boot. Another thing is, I mean, maybe it's just me that I'm still getting used to wearing barefoot shoes, and it's a minimalist boot. But I noticed that around most of the hikes that we did, and then wearing them around my house and going on walks, which I've also done here, around the 4 to 5 mile mark, the balls of my feet start to hurt. That it could just be me. I mean, like I said, I'm new to wearing barefoot shoes or minimalist shoes, so maybe my foot is weak, maybe it's, you know, but that's definitely one thing I noticed, that the balls of my feet start aching, especially on my right foot again. But that could just be me, like I said, so maybe I just need to strengthen my foot, or but that's one thing I noticed, and it was always around the 4 to 5 mile mark. So in the first video I did mention that I got a size 12.5, which Vivo sent me European 46. I ended up exchanging those, because after wearing them a couple times around the house, it ended up bothering my foot, so I ended up exchanging it for a size 47, since they don't carry halves. You know, they mentioned how they only go from one whole size to another size, because your feet, after a couple hikes or wearing them for too long, your feet will swell, so a whole size should accommodate your feet. And the 47 did fit a lot better. I didn't have any issues with it. Oh, and regarding the warranty policy, Vivo Barefoot finally did get back to me. And they did mention how if you purchase them on Amazon, as long as you get them through their Vivo Barefoot store on Amazon, they will honor their warranty. But if you end up buying them through a third party, which I did, I ended up going through a third party, they will not honor that 6 month warranty. So I would encourage any of you guys to go through the Vivo Barefoot store if you go through Amazon, or just do their website. That way you guys have that 100-day or 6 month warranty period, in case you guys want to exchange them after taking them on a couple hikes. But I mean, I'm planning on keeping mine, but I just wanted to let you guys know. As far as everything else on the boot, it seems like this boot was well made. But like I said, we'll still have to put it through a couple more hikes and work to see how it handles. If this video was helpful, we'd appreciate if you guys click subscribe. That way you guys get to see our 6 month to 1 year review. And if you guys have any questions, please write it in the comments down below. We'll get back to you guys as soon as we can. Thank you.